Morning everyone, today's the 12th of October and I figured I'd do something a little bit different this morning, and I wanted to do a video of my deer blind, elevated deer blind. This will be my third season using it, and anybody that doesn't know me personally may not know that I've been hunting since I was little, and I have really grown a passion for having kids involved in hunting. And the whole reason I bought land to start with was because my son was born in 2014 and I had hunted national forest before then, and a little bit of private land that people would let me hunt, and I started thinking about where I was gonna hunt with my son as time went by, and so I started looking at a 60-acre piece and went in halves with somebody else to buy that, and then ended up down the road that got sold. He expanded his farm that he had, and I expanded over here, and we're still best friends to this day. But that initial land was kind of part of my thought process, was somewhere to hunt with my kids one day. And so fast forward, now this is 10-11 years later, and I've got a farm here, and so I had a fella guy that was doing some construction for me whenever we was building a new house, and he was telling me that for him and his kids, they built a big deer blind whenever his kids were little, and he's like, yeah, you're kind of spoiled hunting out of something really nice like that. At the same time, he said you're gonna make some memories in there that you wouldn't have maybe had the opportunity to. You wouldn't have hunted as much if you didn't have as nice of a place to go. And so I had some leftover materials from building the house here, and then I bought some materials, and I think if you figured up the materials that I bought and had on hand, I think there's probably around $1,500 in this blind. It's 8 foot by 10 foot. I copied the design. It's an octagon style blind. I copied the design from, I think it's Brad Morovich. He's out of Wisconsin, and he's got his designs online. I'll try to remember to put that link down here. And I kind of just modified it a little bit to make this, and I have just been so thrilled. It holds 4 people, super easy. My son, at the time, I think he would have been 9, killed a 143-inch 10-pointer out of this blind. I killed a 154-inch 10-pointer last year out of it. My daughter shot her first deer out of it. My son shot 120-inch buck last year out of it. Lots of does, lots of memories have already been made, and it's only my 3rd year. And so I would just, if you've got land and you've got we spend a lot of money on things that are irrelevant probably in life, and this has been one heck of an investment for me and the kids to just enjoy some quality time together. So I'm gonna give you guys a small tour. This is modified from what that video that I told you about. I modified it to myself. And then, so I am not a carpenter by trade, right? My background, I would guess, in life is combat engineer. For those that don't know, I'm better at blowing things up than what I am building things. So, but I do have a little bit of construction experience, and so, if you're a construction critic, don't beat me up too bad. So anyway, I'm gonna flip this around and we're gonna go on a little tour through here. I'll also show you what I got going on here behind me. So spin it around here. Okay, so my corn plot, bean plot failed. There is some beans making pods here. We're in D2 drought, and so I just started watering everything too late, and so I threw a little bit of food plot seed down here, and so there's oats and there's wheat and there's lots of clovers in here and turnips and all that stuff. It is not super nice, but I can guarantee you in the late season there's going to be good stuff here. So here's what we have going on. I'm gonna back out here. So I did a 4x4 steel post, and I welded up some cross braces. I've got 1-inch lag bolts up there holding this on. I did subfloor adhesive underneath all of these treated OSB outdoor paint on here. You guys can see on the octagon stuff. Trim on the windows is garage door trim. Now I have not been in this blind, so I don't know what's gonna be in there when I open the door. And so yep, this is all sitting pretty solid, rock solid here. And we've had some 65, 70 mile an hour sustained winds. I probably do need to wire this thing off, but even with those winds, I have had zero shift, any windows even move really. So jump over this fence real quick. So I started to knock these little weeds out, brush out that you see here, and it's actually a good way to sneak up here, just leaving some of this stuff. So wood stairs here. This is shout out to, I think Jeremy Burns helped me do these. So he came over, construction guy I used to work with in the Army that came over and helped me out. So all right, so the outside door here has a seal around it. I'll just show you real quick these windows. Like I said, this is garage door trim on the outside, and it just works really well. His design was phenomenal. So I do got a woodpecker that's decided to call this home inside here, and so I tried putting a little tape on there, and he just went through the tape. So hinges over here on the outside, turn handle. It's nice. It seals really well. I have, as you can see, the foam around here. All right, let me zoom this out here. When you come inside, as you can tell, it's 8 foot by 10 foot. I have one chair on the ground right there, but 4 nice, big, comfortable chairs in here. I have these windows. It is octagon shaped, and so I had never cut, I guess, 22 and a half degree 45 degree corners, and that's what these are, right? So I rip some 2x4s down 22 and a half degree together. It makes a 45, and then a 45 for the windows in here. I just use some pieces of tubing, waterline tubing, and I opted to have these they turn nice and quiet, nice and silent. The window, when it drops down, as you can tell, this is what I was talking about, that garage door trim right here. And then I did go in and I grazed this pretty hard, and like I said, we're in the middle of a D2 drought. So what's on the other side of this little food plot area, this field's 10 acres, I think. And so the rows that you can see out there are winter wheat that's been drilled into this pasture. And then I've got 10 acres of winter wheat behind us too. So anyway, this is what these look like. And so the height that's there is perfect for sitting down, being able to take a shot. You know, they're a lot of times later in the winter, you know, deer are coming out in the evening times feeding in this winter wheat. And I've been planting some annuals down here for the last 3 years. And like I said, if you hunt, you know how much money you spend on stuff. I'll just say that. So for me to put a little bit of money into something like this and not have to drive anywhere, I walk 300 yards from the house down here and make memories with the family. It's great. So as I mentioned, little shelf right here, got some hanging devices to be able to hang stuff off of. This bench is stout. I still need to put some casters on there, but I actually put a rest on there for the kids. My daughter's 8 and my son's 11. And so putting a rest on there to give them a rock steady shot so they feel very confident. My son has got a lot more practice shooting, and I'll just say at 550 yards practicing, he's shooting a 4-inch group, 5-inch group very easily. So, especially with a rest like this, shooting 300 yards is great. So, these corner windows, because bow hunt a little bit, the idea was corner windows if something comes in here close, and we do. There's deer that I've got a persimmon tree right here beside the blind, and deer pretty regularly walk, directly under this. So not a lot of persimmons this year, but there's a few. So, but this little strip all the way around here, as we already mentioned, there's plenty of stuff for deer to eat right there. So, what's other unique feature? So I put another little shelf here that I keep my bullets, or some spare bullets. I'm pretty bad about just leaving them sit there all year long. I painted the inside a dark brown, as dark a brown as I could get. And then, so I also have the ability, if you're gonna sit down here for very long, anybody knows and then when you have kids, I've got the little toilet that's here. I got the little wood chips back there, spare toilet paper, spare water, coloring books, and those need to be changed out this year. I also have the ability to take this curtain, and I use this curtain to keep things behind me blacked out, so that way you're not silhouetted in the deer blind. And then this also gives me the ability to, if somebody is using the bathroom, have to use the bathroom, I can block it off. Kids need privacy. So that's pretty handy. And I think the roof is slanted front towards the front. This was just another idea that he had. And the reason that you want it slanted forward is when we do get some winter weather, you want the dripping to go off the front instead of on the steps where you come in at. So yeah, I'll try to throw the link in there. Metal roof. I just did all weather on the siding, and then I also, like I said, I painted it with an exterior paint on the outside, and I think that's it. So I would just, like I said, I would recommend that anybody that really wants to make an investment, if your kids are into hunting at all, and it's, some people would say, oh, your kids are spoiled in the fact that they're not going to want to hunt in extreme conditions, and I don't know, it's a rite of passage, I guess, for some people to talk about how tough they are whenever it comes to hunting in nasty conditions. And what I would say is that I think you build their passion and they're going to want to do more. And so my son already at 11, enjoys going out and doing spot and stalk on turkeys, and doing, he's already, wanting to hunt more with the bow and in different places. And so this is a great place. I think this will always be a great place that during rifle season you can come here, enjoy some time with. Last year my dad was down here, with me and the kids, and so it's just as I get older, as my dad gets older, this could be a really fun spot to just come and probably during rifle season, relax, make some memories, you know, laugh. Me and the kids, we sit in there and we drink hot chocolate, we eat snacks, you know, we're cutting up and laughing and just having a good time. And so I have zero regrets. In fact, I still have some extra materials left over from building the house. I still have some 4x4 posts. And so my plan is to make at least 2 more of these and put them on different parts of the farm. And so when I first, you know, one of the shout outs to being more regenerative, when I first bought this farm 8 years ago now, there was I seen 3 deer that year, and now it's not uncommon to especially later in the winter time, you know, where they're gathering up more, but I'll see 30 deer, you know, down here. There might be 15 or 20 in this field, and then 15 or 20 in the field behind me. So at least 30, you know. And I've looked down here late in the winter with thermals, and I can't even count, you know, 40 plus deer sometimes down here. So for me, I don't care about hunting as much as I used to. I still will deer hunt, but this is all about the kids for me. You know, I won't even pull the trigger to shoot a buck until the kids have shot the bucks that they want. You know, or shot a buck. You know, in Missouri you get two tags. You get one with a bow and one with a gun, or you get 2 with a bow. So they're you know, my son's really, I'll just say, obsessed, and I love it. So but anyway, there's I know it's been in the background of several videos. Deer season's right around the corner. You know, maybe this inspires somebody to take a little extra time to build something before season. Make some memories with your kids. Make it fun. Don't make it miserable. The moment that they stop having fun, typically we are done hunting. You know, if they're like, "Dad, I'm done. I'm bored." That's it. We're done for the day. You know, and because of that, you know, both my son and daughter have been deer hunting with me since they were 2. My son literally put him in a backpack and carried him to deer blinds when he was 2 years old, and he's just had a passion for it ever since then. My daughter loves being outside, loves the outdoors, and she's killed deer, she's killed turkey. You know, we do some trapping together, and so this is you know, like I said, I know there's some people on here that don't really know me super well, but so I figured I'd share this. Hope you guys are enjoying the fall, and even though we're about 2 weeks behind, enjoy the upcoming deer season. Harvest some good quality meat for your family. See ya.